Hello everyone out there in the WCR world and community. This is Lado, and today I have another audio commentary for all of you peoples that like to frequent the website. Yeah, everything I'm about to say is property of WCR, etc., blah blah blah. Someone will come kill your unborn children if you try and take it. Okay, so today I'm going to do an audio. It's Night Elf against Undead. I'm gonna get right into it because I don't have that much time again, but hopefully I want to do 2 replays, so hopefully I'll have enough time to do them both. The first game is me against imbaaaa, and then the second game I'm gonna do a pro game. It's I think Fury against Lil D. But anyway, it's like it's basically you'll be able to see the differences between basically how I play versus how a pro plays, and I'll point out the differences if you can't notice them. And you'll just be able to see how much of a skill gap there actually is between the people that play this game professionally and the people like me that play this game for fun. Yeah, so both these games are going to be Night Elf against Undead, and both the games are going to be the Night Elf going Warden. They're not exactly the same strategies, but they're similar, and you'll see. The first game is me against imbaaaa. It's a little bit of an old game. It was from the 2008 Season 6 ladder, and that was, I don't know, it's probably about 3 or 4 weeks old now. And this audio should be released relatively soon because I think it's going to be next in line. So it'll probably be released in a day or two. So yeah, this audio is about 3 or 4 weeks old or so. But anyway, yeah, let's try and get this audio queued up so we can get this started. Let's do it at 1 minute, and we're definitely going to do the start at 1x speed because I'm going to point out a lot of things that have to do with the Warden, because Warden is really heavy on having a decent early game, and I'll tell you why. So anyway, so get this paused at 1 minute going at 1x speed, and I'll start talking about it. Basically, Night Elf top right, Undead bottom right, Twisted Meadows. Twisted Meadows is a completely imbalanced map for Undead, for the reason that they can go Gargoyles and just Island Expo. And the reason that people go Warden on Twisted Meadows is because Warden's ability to blink, and basically it kind of inhibits the Undead from doing those Island Expos, because if he does do the Island Expos, you can blink over and just keep harassing those acolytes. You can end up making it not even worth his while for having those Expos while you put up Expos yourself. Now, that isn't how this particular game is going to go, but that's just that's what you would do in the long run. But we'll explain that as this game is going. Okay, everyone should have this queued up. 1 minute going at 1x speed. Let's unpause this in 3, 2, 1. Unpause. Okay. In terms of my base build, look at my base build. You need the AOW to creep. I should have actually built it a little bit closer to that. The problem with building it a little bit closer is if the Undead does a quick scout, he can lure the creeps in your AOW and potentially cancel it. Chances are not very good that that's going to happen, because first of all, they would have to scout those AOW creeps, and second of all, they would have to be at the right position. So a lot of Undeads will just scout the mine first, and they won't even scout. Like you'll see imbaaaa, he's actually doing a double scout with a ghoul and an acolyte. Now he would have to have scouted pretty much before this even happened. He would have had to do a faster scout, and he would have had to scout the creep camp before he scouted the base. So it's a very small possibility. So I usually build the AOW a little bit closer than I do right now. Now if you look at the position of my altar and my moonwell, the reason I do that is because basically you can pretty much expect a ghoul harass on Twisted Meadows when you're playing against Undead, and with this ghoul harass they're going to try and hit your moonwells and kill your moonwells as much as possible. So you basically just want to build your moonwells next to your tree of life. The reason I blocked off the moonwell, the reason like the altar and the moonwell are kind of making a wall around to the tree, and I have the wisps back there, is because if that DK wants to come around to coil those wisps, you want that tree to get a couple extra hits on that DK. And basically if the DK runs around the tree to coil the wisps, you can just run them like through that tiny little crack in the altar, and you can save your wisp that way and put damage on the DK. So that's why my base build is like that. Now, in terms of creeping this, you absolutely want to creep the big guy first. You want to creep that level 5 guy first, because you can, as you can see, you can creep that level 5 guy before you can creep the level 5 guy before the DK even gets there. Now, as soon as the DK does get there, assuming he is coming at you, you want to immediately Shadow Strike and just start focusing the DK as fast as possible. You want to completely stop creeping and don't even worry about it. Like, you'll see my AOW actually took one of those hits, but I actually kind of did that on purpose because I wasn't going to get that kill. If anything, he was going to coil it and take the kill, so I really didn't mind getting that last hit with my AOW. Now you'll see I started another AOW over on the left by the Merc camp. I actually should have started that way earlier. I should have started that AOW as soon as I started creeping the thing on the left. I mean, I made a mistake. I'm only human, so yeah, I basically made a mistake. And then what you want to do is you want to creep level 3 as fast as possible, creeping the orange, the green, and then that Merc camp. You use the AOW to creep the Merc camp. That gets you level 3, and then you want to buy the boots and the staff, and then go harass. Now you see I'm going to harass right now. I actually wanted to go jack him at that orange. I was hoping my Warden would find him creeping that orange, but he wasn't, unfortunately. So so I just kind of run in with my level 1 Warden, which is actually kind of useless. But there's not really anything else I can do right now until that AOW gets up. So I was actually just looking for him, and I was hoping he'd be creeping that orange and I'd be able to pick off a couple ghouls, but unfortunately he's coming to ghoul rush my base. Now, now you can take a look at my base build and why I have it the way it is. Basically, if my tree wasn't teching right now, then he'd be taking all kinds of hits right now. But you'll see he did come a little bit later than I expected. He didn't do an immediate ghoul rush. If he did do that immediate ghoul rush, that tree wouldn't be teched yet, and he would be whacking at all the ghouls and putting a ton of damage on those ghouls. Like 4 shots kills a ghoul with that tree of life. So that's why you build the base the way you do. Now in terms of the micro, you basically just don't want to get your archers hit, and you just kind of want to run around in circles and put as much damage on the DK as possible. DK is your #1 target. Reason being is he can heal all the ghouls, so even if you do put damage on the ghouls, he's just going to heal them, whereas there's no way for him to heal his DK. Now a lot of players will get Death Pact, and I think Fury might do that in the next game. I can't remember exactly. I haven't watched it in a while. But Death Pact can actually be effective against the Warden, and against that Death Pact, you basically I'll tell you what. One of the strongest things against the Warden is doing double crypt ghoul rush with Death Pact DK, and basically you just keep killing Moonwells and whatnot, and you just keep pushing as much as possible. Now I've seen at least half a dozen Moon games where basically he holds off this push with a level 1 Warden until his Warden gets level 3, and he just basically keeps killing ghouls until his Warden gets 3, and then once his Warden gets 3, the game is over because he just abuses clarities and he kills everything. So that's basically what you have to do. You just have to survive as long as possible if they do that. It is possible to beat it. It's tough, but with some practice you can beat it. Now you see I crept that Merc camp as soon as my AOW is finished, because as I was saying, you do want to race to level 3 as fast as possible. His Warden really is not that effective until she is 3, or he. I guess Warden is a she. In terms of detonating, you really only want to detonate if you can get a skeleton and the DK in the detonation. Oh, I think I missed that cancel. Otherwise, it's not really worth it. Now, you see I go straight tier 3. The reason I go straight tier 3 is I plan on buying a Shredder. Oh, there it goes. I just bought the Shredder. Pretty much any time against Undead, I usually get a Shredder on this map because 90% of the time they go gargoyles and they just harass your wisps. And by getting a Shredder, it can just basically solve a lot of your wood problems. One of the things to note, as soon as you finish creeping that Goblin Lab with the with AOW, you want to start walking it down to the mine, because the way the timing works out is if you do what I did at the like I said at the beginning, where you build the AOW as soon as you start creeping the orange, and then you go get level 3. By the time you hit tier 2, it's like basically perfect timing in the sense that you can go creep that mine down. You can go creep the mine with your panda and the AOW and get your panda level 2 while you're harassing, like I'm doing right now with the Warden. So it takes a little bit of multitasking. But it's not too incredibly difficult, because basically you just have to Shadow Strike things, and with your Panda and your Archers you just kind of A-click the mine while your AOW takes all the damage. So it's not incredibly hard, but it is a little bit of multitasking.